Skip it up and that up. So as many of you know, China makes a lot of knockoff products. They make mock-ups of iPhones and they'll plop Android on there. They'll make mock-ups of PSPs, PS Vitas, major game consoles like the Wii, the Wii U, you name it, there is a knockoff for it made from China because they make it look like the original product, hoping that people will recognize it, and they'll make some money off of it. They've been doing it for ages. If you check out YouTube channels like Ashen's or my buddy over there, Maximum RD, he's reviewed a lot of those PSP knockoffs where they have Android on there, and some of them are actually pretty decent. Go check out, I'll have both YouTube channels below in the description. You could go check out their videos. They're both awesome channels, and I highly recommend them. But this Chinese knockoff, which looks very similar to two major game consoles out there, I'll show you pictures in a minute. It has a page up, or a campaign page, on China's version of Kickstarter. Sometimes, you know, I know imitation is a form of flattery, but this is just way, way too far. Enjoy the slideshow because you're gonna laugh your ass off. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the new exciting console called the Ouye. It's spelled O-U-Y-E, which I'm sure is a derivative of Ouya, which why you'd want to name your console after Ouya when it was a failed project is beyond me, but whatever. But doesn't it look kind of familiar? Why, yes, it does, kids. It looks like a PlayStation 4, and the controller for the Ouye, or O-U-Y-E, looks like an Xbox One controller. And they have a Kickstarter for this. What are you thinking? Oh, and look at this happy family with their brand new Ouye. They could have gotten a real PlayStation 4, but why do that when you could get a knockoff product? It's not like real consoles are legal in Japan. Oh wait, they are now. Why would you want this? But whatever, I guess they're happy with their cheap Android knockoff console that looks like a PlayStation 4. At least it looks like it. And now look at the awesome games like Assassin's Creed, even though it says Assassin's Creed nowhere, and I pretty much assure you that Assassin's Creed, unless it's like an Android version of Assassin's Creed, is not going to be on the console. But hey, they're going to show you games like this to try to entice Chinese customers to buy this console. Hey look, we have AAA games too, even though we really won't. This is like the most shameless thing I've ever seen, but let's continue. And now look at the controller of the Ouye. Does it look familiar? It should, because it's a pretty much direct knockoff of the Xbox One controller. There's a couple more buttons on there, but they ripped it off entirely. I mean, China, look, I get it. You don't have copyright laws, or at least the same ones that the States do or other countries throughout the world do, but you should have some so people don't do unoriginal bullshit like this. But I have one more photo for you. Look at these happy gentlemen playing the Ouye. They are way too excited and they frighten me. I don't know what the hell is going on in this picture. You got the dude with the controller and the glasses. He's on my left as I'm looking at this right now. And he looks fairly normal. They could be playing like Mortal Kombat or a Mortal Kombat knockoff, let's say. And maybe he did a cool fatality where he's ripping the other dude's nipples off. So he's a little bit excited. He looks fairly normal. But then you got the dude in the center without the glasses. And he's just like... like he took a really strong hallucinogen before he took this photo, and he has no idea what the fuck's going on. And what's with the dude without the controller in the background with like his fists up, like he's about to beat the shit out of somebody? This is like a really bad knockoff of the remember back in the day with Nintendo, they used to have those posters and they used to have those magazine advertisements where it would show the family all overly excited. Like they're trying to do that right now with a bunch of college-age Chinese dudes, and they're failing miserably. This is like an absolutely corny, horrible, worthless picture. But it is entertaining, though. I will give them that. Now, if you go to the China version of Kickstarter campaign page for the Ouye and you look at the specs, from what I could read, it looks like it's going to have the same specs, like 2 gigs of RAM, DDR3 RAM, and the same kind of graphics processor you would see in a like mid-range tablet. So it's not going to be on par with a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One. They're just giving you another Android console shaped like a PlayStation 4, hoping it'll entice Chinese consumers to buy it because it looks familiar. But what I don't get is, you could buy a PlayStation 4 legally in China now. You could buy an Xbox One legally in China now. So what's the point of the Ouyi? I could see if game consoles were still illegal in China and you couldn't get one there. Okay, so people would want this knockoff because it looks like a PlayStation 4 and they could have their own kind of PlayStation 4 in their home. But there's no purpose to this. It just doesn't make any sense to make. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a lot cheaper than a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, but it's just another Android game console, man. There's so many of those. It's just, they need to stop making more of them. They're all redundant to begin with. We really need another one, and just because it's shaped like a PlayStation 4, this company seems to think it's necessary. I don't know. If you couldn't get a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One in China, I would understand a little bit because they're trying to make money off of how it looks. But this is just really a stupid, pointless product that is not going to sell well. I mean, I guess I could see if, there's a Chinese family who has a young kid and they don't want to spend $400 or what would be equivalent to $400 in China on a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One. Maybe they would get this to shut up their kids, but it's not going to shut them up because it's not going to have the same games on it. If you're one of those parents out there who want to buy your kids something but don't want to actually spend the money on a real game console, buy them a tablet instead of buying this. It's so much more useful. All right, folks, this is Rich of Review Tech USA. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting my channel. Have a good one.